what a lovely day for the beach. Now I just gotta find where my chair is. Now where did I put that chair? Oh, there it is. What is this? Is that snow? I'm on the beach in Florida. This is crazy. Check please. Oh my God, someone just threw a snowball at a shark. Shark! That's right, guys. We could see snow at the beach from Florida all the way to Texas as a rare, possibly historic winter storm drops several inches of snow, possibly up to 10 inches in some spots. I'll show you what to expect and when from this historic storm. That and more starting now. Just had a winter storm move through the Northeast. This was a storm we talked about on the last video that not many were talking about. Now, how did it perform? We had a huge swath here of 6 to 8 inches plus that fell, with some spots getting close to a foot. West Virginia, they got a foot. Philadelphia got 4 to 5 inches. New York City got 3 to 4 inches. Massachusetts got 8 inches. Connecticut got 6 inches. And up in Maine, they got 8 inches as well. Overall, it was a quality snowstorm, but this snowstorm in the South is gonna one-up this storm big time and will make history in the process. Now that snowstorm will hit the South where we already have a huge swath of winter storm warnings in place. Austin, San Antonio, Houston, Lafayette, New Orleans, and as far east as Mobile are all under a winter storm warning. These are the same areas that have been hit by hurricanes over the past couple of years, but this time it's a winter storm. Zooming out further on our warning map, we've got over 100 million Americans under some sort of winter advisory, with extreme cold watches and warnings here in the Midwest and Ohio Valley, with our extreme cold warnings going all the way down into Texas. But don't bury the lead. The big story is this winter storm, which is set to drop historic snow, which those along the Gulf Coast may not see again in their lifetime. Our winter storm warnings have even been extended into the Florida Panhandle, with cities like Tallahassee, Jacksonville, and Gainesville under a winter storm watch. And that hasn't happened in 11 years. That's crazy. Now, what is driving this historic storm? We're gonna get into snow totals in just a second, I promise. First, we've got a big ridge of high pressure out here in the west, and that ridge of high pressure will cause this massive dip in the jet stream, which will bring some significantly cold air into parts of the country that normally wouldn't see it. On top of that, sometimes you'll have low pressures that form right along that jet stream and follow its same kind of path. And so the combination of that low pressure that forms and all the precipitation that it brings, plus that cold air, is a recipe for some very wintry weather way further south than you normally would get. And that is why we have winter storm warnings from Houston to New Orleans to Mobile and probably Tallahassee later today. Now we're gonna get to snowfall totals in just a minute, but I wanted to give you a preview of where the heaviest snow could fall. The heaviest snow is gonna form along the Gulf Coast from Houston into New Orleans, into the Florida Panhandle. It's almost like the closer you get to the beach, the more snow you're gonna have. Are you kidding me? Imagine if you're down there for a vacation, trying to get away from the cold and snow, and you have no clue what's going on, and you're sitting at the beach getting snow, like BeachCat5. That would be quite a surprise. It's still snowing. All right, so let's zoom in and time this system out. This is the NAM model starting about midday on Monday. Notice we've already got some precipitation starting to form. That's the beginnings of that low pressure. Now, as we go into Monday evening, a lot of that rain will stay mostly offshore. Watch this, by the time we hit midnight tonight, we could have snow and freezing rain starting over here in eastern Texas and places like Houston and Austin and even far western Louisiana. And then as we go into early Tuesday morning, this is about 5 a.m., we'll have some pretty heavy snow falling and some big time freezing rain and sleet down along the Gulf Coast. Now, waking up Tuesday morning and then going into Tuesday midday, you'll notice how that snow band slides to the east. So overnight Monday and into Tuesday morning, Texas, that'll be when conditions are the worst for you. And going into the day on Tuesday about midday, conditions will rapidly go downhill in southern Louisiana. Look at all that heavy snow. Throughout the afternoon, that snow will stick around southern Louisiana and then slide its way to the east into the Florida Panhandle and southern Georgia and southern Alabama. And that'll be when the event will start for you guys. Going into Tuesday night, that snow will continue sliding to the east with a big time area of freezing rain and sleet in southern Georgia and northern Florida. So since we're near the Gulf, there'll be no shortage of moisture. So some of these areas getting freezing rain and sleet could see significant amounts. And then areas just to the north of that could get a quick shot of a couple of inches of heavy snow. Then going into Tuesday night and Monday morning, the focus shifts to North Carolina and South Carolina, where depending on the exact track of the storm, we could be talking about heavy snow of several inches or only an inch or two. Look how close to the coast this heavy band of snow is. If that pushes a little bit farther inland or trends a little bit to the northwest, we'll be talking about several inches of snow. But if it trends a little bit to the east, we could be talking about very little to no snow. It will be a very close call, and I'd be sweating it out if I want snow along the coast in South Carolina. Luckily, I'm in Ohio where we don't get snow ever. Going into Wednesday morning, our storm will push off the coast, and by about Wednesday midday, should be pretty much gone. But that will be after dropping significant amounts of snow, freezing rain, and sleet in places like may not see an event like this in a very long time. Now what everyone's been waiting for, drumroll, the snow amounts. Now I want to start with the official prediction from the National Weather Service. In their latest update, the heaviest axis of snow they have falling is in southeastern Texas and southern Louisiana, where they have upwards of 5 inches of snow falling basically right along the coast. And I'm laughing because this is absolutely insane. I don't even know if a lot of these areas have stores that sell snow shovels. All right, guys, why ask Grok? That's the XAI. And apparently snow shovels are for sale in Louisiana. So if you can, go buy them now if you live there. It's still snowing. But I really do like this video. So I'm gonna make sure to mash the subscribe button and mash the like button because this guy's got great vibes. All right, let's get back to that video. Going city by city here, the official forecast in Houston's about 4 to 6 inches. New Orleans, 4 to 6 inches. Lafayette, 4 to 6 inches. Tallahassee, generally up to an inch. Now, one thing I will say about Tallahassee is this is a pretty big area of uncertainty because they will be right along that snow to freezing rain to rain line, and a small shift south in that could bring higher snow totals further south into the Florida Panhandle. Now I think the area that has the greatest chance of overperforming and getting close to record snow is in southern Louisiana, where some places could get up to a foot or more, and that'll all depend on a synoptically driven heavy snow band and where it sets up. And I'm telling you guys, I've seen this happen with lows like this every once in a while, especially with the forming low. You'll get a heavy snow band that sits on the same area and dumps snow, which would jack up those snow totals in a hurry. And if that occurs, our 4 to 6 inch prediction for southern Louisiana would overperform big time. So even though the official prediction calls for about 4 to 6 inches, I'm telling you, there is the potential for someone to overperform here, especially in southern Louisiana. Now that idea of that heavier band of snow is also backed up by the GEFS ensemble and the Euro ensemble. This is the GFS ensemble, and this shows you the probability of getting greater than 3 inches of snow. And that orange you see down here, that indicates a 70 to 80% chance of getting greater than 3 inches, and a probability of 30 to 40% of getting greater than 6 inches. And I'm not saying this is gonna happen, but look at this little bitty spot down here. That is a 10% chance of getting greater than 12 inches. That'd be enough to bury a lot of sandcastles at the beach. The Euro ensemble shows more of the same, with an over 90% chance of getting greater than 3 inches the closer you get to the Gulf Coast. Now this is your chance for 6 inches. Notice how those chances are a little bit further to the south than the GFS. And what the GFS and Euro are picking up on is that heavy band, and they're trying to figure out where it's gonna form. And I've seen these events before. We may not know where that heavy band's gonna be until it actually happens. Now here's the latest GFS, and it does pick up on this heavy band here in southern Louisiana, where it has almost 10 inches or more of snow falling, with 6 to 8 inches of snow falling in the Gulf of Mexico. Could you imagine being on a boat in the middle of the Gulf out fishing, and in a matter of hours your boat gets 8 inches of snow on it? That snow is about to make some boaters very confused. I wonder if there's going to be anyone out there. That would be insane. 12Z Euro, more of the same. That heavy axis of snow forms in southern Louisiana. Also notice how you have this very narrow band of heavy snow. Places like Savannah, Georgia, Myrtle Beach, the Outer Banks. At least with our snow totals, that is where the greatest area of uncertainty lies. Where a 20-mile shift to the northwest or southeast could be the difference of getting heavy snow or no snow. They're gonna be sweating it out. Now, how historic could this snow be? The last time Tallahassee received measurable snow was in 2018, and then before that in December of 1989. The last time New Orleans received measurable snow was 2009, when it got 0.1 inches. They're now projected around 4 to 6 inches, which would blow these totals out of the water. The last time Houston got measurable snow was in 2021, and we all remember that. That was that epic cold outbreak that caused so many problems in Texas, and then before that in 2017, but that was only an inch or two. And now the National Weather Service is predicting about 4 to 6 inches of snow. The last time Lafayette got snow was in 2008, and they could get 3 to 6, maybe even 4 to 8 inches plus of heavy snow. This storm is gonna make history. And if you live down in Texas, Louisiana, or Florida, I wanna see those storm photos. Send those to me on Twitter at StormCat5. Now this is an HRRR model, and it shows you that heavy axis of snow here in southern Louisiana with also another heavy axis in Florida. The Florida Panhandle could be an overperformer depending on where that rain snow line sets up. Tallahassee, I'd be on high alert here. Bottom line, guys, if you live in Houston, in New Orleans, in southern Louisiana, Tallahassee, or the Florida Panhandle, get ready for a winter storm which you may not have seen in your lifetime. This truly could be a once-in-a-lifetime storm for a lot of folks down here in the south. Now, on top of that, our extremely cold temperatures are working their way into the United States right now as we speak. Over the next couple of days, we've already covered this in a lot of our previous videos, we are going to see temperatures well below average, with some spots getting into the negatives, especially in the Midwest and the Northeast. We could see temperatures of 0, -10, -20 in spots. Those are real temperatures, with our wind chills approaching -20, -30, even -40. On Tuesday of this week, we could have over 80 million Americans below 0. And that's actual temperatures. Get ready for the cold because it's here to stay for the foreseeable future. Now, going back to the fire weather side, I didn't want to have to go back to this, guys, but unfortunately our conditions are ramping up once again in Southern California, where we have a PDS, a particularly dangerous situation unfolding there. We've got a big area of extremely critical fire conditions with an even bigger area of critical fire conditions. As the Santa Ana wind event once again ramps up Monday into Tuesday and hanging around even till Wednesday. And I got news for you. Monday and Tuesday looks almost as bad as the first outbreak that we had that caused all of those fires across California. Tuesday is more the same in places like Malibu, Burbank, Santa Clarita, with LA, Long Beach, Newport Beach in the critical risk. Now, when will winds be the strongest? Looking during the day on Monday, our winds are really going to start to ramp up by the time we go into Monday night. All that green and yellow and red are winds gusting of 40, 50, 60, possibly 70 miles an hour, getting close to hurricane force in some spots. And then going into Tuesday, our winds stay strong and don't decrease until Tuesday night, going into Wednesday morning. And then during the day Wednesday, they aren't as strong, but still, you could have gusts of 20 to 30 to 40 miles an hour, especially near Santa Monica. All right, guys, well, that about does it for our forecast video today. If you are in the path of this winter storm, I'd hunker down and enjoy it, because who knows when you'll see something like this again. I want to see all the beach snowman pictures you can send me at StormCat5 on Twitter. And as always, find someone, tell them you love them, tell them you care about them, do one nice thing for someone today. This is BeachCat5, and I'll see you on the next one. Is it weird that the ocean's not moving?